And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Humankind. This is the start of the second stream of this run. We are currently in second place. We are in a position where we could air. I don't think we're going to, but we could air up. I think at least we want to check up the next science star. At least the next science star. Because obviously, I think from a technological standpoint, there's a couple things we want to get done before we jump to the next era. And that is pretty much that we want to unlock the ability to pick techs from the next era, and sort of not being constrained here. So we're looking at least at one tech to pick up the next science star, and then two, it gives us two choices in the next era. Three, it gives us another two choices in the next era. So at least three techs. At three techs, the question then becomes, do we delay a little bit longer just to pick up like another science star at that point? Depends on where we are at that point. Which cultures we're going to go for. Which, thinking about cultures, let's actually take the opportunity to look at the cultures for the next era. We were the Dutch this one, so money. We probably are tempted to go more money. So Zulu is military, Siamese is industry, Russia is expansion. Expansion is going to be pretty hard at this point unless we are actively going to be invading our neighbors. Mexicans is agrarian. The Italians are aesthetic. Germans are military. French are science. British are expansionist, although pretty, for an expansionist-centric one, pretty good money choices. Austro-Hungarians are aesthetic, and the Persians are builder. One thing I noticed going through there, so we got builder, we got aesthetic, we got expansionist, science, military, aesthetic, agrarian. There is no, well, in the vanilla cultures for this era, we have no merchant choice. So I can't pick a merchant choice. So if we're going to run money, we got to basically focus on something that is money focused. Also means we're going to get less fame from raw money in this next era, because well, unless we just transcend as the Dutch. And I'm less interested in that. So we gotta go with something that's less money. Persians wouldn't be bad. So this is a money maker's quarter combo. This gives us a little bit of industry. Notably, this is shared project industry costs. Sadly, that doesn't apply to money. We have a decent amount of industry, so this wouldn't be too terrible. And this would be a way to get us more industry. So that's an option. We went Austro-Hungarians last time, so we're definitely not going to do the Austro-Hungarians again. As we brought up when I was looking through here, money for liege per adjacent district. Money. You are in only other civilizations. Okay, so we probably don't want to do the red coast because we need subjects for that, and we're not really doing that. Science. One way to sort of try to run very quickly through the next era is do more science, so 10% more science in old cities. Science per number of trade routes on cities. We got some cities with some pretty decent trade routes, so that wouldn't be too bad. Probably want to stay away from the militarists unless we're going to specifically pick out fights. And we haven't been stacking a lot of military bonuses, so fights actually might not be a good idea for us. Because we're probably going to be doing sort of quantity over quality. Yeah, probably doing quantity over quality. We got the Italians with their Alpini. Gunner Cliff Crofter. Influence per trader, influence per researcher. So if I wanted to get more influence, this wouldn't be too bad. Plus 10 stability on commons quarters. Their special one is a commons quarter, so there's actually going to be 15 stability each. These also combo more influence per adjacent commons quarter, so where we can get borders touching, so we can put these next to each other would be pretty nice. We tend to run traders and researchers, so influence, plus influence on commons quarter. So this is actually looking pretty nice. Makes the commons quarters also cheaper. Mexicans. Food. Plus 10% food on all cities. Food per adjacent farmer's quarter, food per tile producing food. Don't think we're not worried about food. Expansionist, again, this... In fact, I probably would want militarist over expansion, because it's going to be harder to get territory to milk the culture type. Yeah, we've already reached the point where the costs for create attach are just not necessary. So other than maybe getting Cossacks here, the impression's probably not what we want. Siamese. Industry per district on all cities. Money generated from ongoing trade on all cities. So this is another money-industry combo. Money per adjacent market quarters. So this actually combos pretty well there with market quarters. Money per pop. Pretty nice. And we get ourselves Gatling elephants. And so it was military. So I'm thinking we're really looking probably at the Siamese. Siamese, Italians, or French. That's probably what we're going to do. So, depending on how I feel about our science going into the next era, well, if I'm feeling like we need more science, we'll do French. If I feel like we need more influence, we'll do Italian. Otherwise, we are going to go Siamese. Industry per district. These floating markets will combo pretty nicely, I think, with our... because our ports consider markets, so get these pretty comboed up. Or we want markets next to ports, or next to the markets existing, right? So... Ready you an army of musketeers next to the regiment, okay. Volunteers. And it's reminding me I can engineer, which is true, but not something we're too worried about right now. How much is it to claim? It's money, so not expensive enough. Go, take that region. Oh, I can plant forests if I want. With influence here. So post technically I can probably build them. Yeah, I can build forests in the industry. We'll just probably do that later. Anyway, we can attach you to the neighboring, which we'll do. Go. We got a commerce quarter coming in. I probably also want to get a garrison coming in. So like that'll be a pretty good garrison. Again, to get the stability back up a bit more. And then we do the VOC warehouse. You're recommending there. Don't see why not. Okay. It looks like that will be this turn. And then as far as trying to integrate the neighbors, we're not quite there on assimilate you. Do a power investment here. Gives them another turn which they'll be around on, increasing the likelihood we can actually integrate them. I do currently have influence. Let's do you. Don't even... Oh, that one's in decline, so I can't do that to them. And then we're at the assailant level for you. Okay. So this is the question of, do I want to save up for wonders, or do I want to do more culture stuff? Civic stuff. Slaves we pass on. Religion we're probably going to pass on. Knowledge authorities. Construction is elder wisdom. Towards tradition. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we bother with any of these. Let's just go ahead and end the turn. Start saving up culture, or start saving up influence for the next wonder. Yep, I'm now at the point where I can do something with you. Yep, Twitch chat. Saying, evening, Will. Which culture did we choose from the medieval era? Let me click back to that. Come out and see. Don't pick this yet. Obviously, we're currently in the early modern era. For the medieval era, I think that would have been the Ghanaians. So it's their ongoing thing is money per number of access to luxury resources and per number access to strategic resources. Their emblematic district. Let's see if we can come down and find one of them. I think we're these luxury markets. Which we're getting a decent amount of money out of. In most cases. That's 29. We're getting 37 for that one, for example.
Sorry, treaty's over, that's all.
A chill wind blows.
And they're demanding that I declare war on the Byzantines. Okay.
We've been going nowhere. Shall we try forward?
And the Byzantines want an aggression pact.
We will reflect upon it.
Their city becomes famously green, while everyone else is green with envy.
I was willing to get into military stuff, and I'm really not that interested in right now. We could get involved here, but no. I'm gonna accept that.
Your proposal makes good.
Rounds those. And we'll see if they actually do something there. I'm not even gonna refuse. Ourselves an expansionist star. Yeah, I could integrate these people. Basically integrate them or make them client state. This Twitch chat saying money, money, money. Yeah, we're running very heavy on the money here. We're getting 6,500 each. Okay, and then we're waiting for technologies, right? We've got 3 technologies we want to get done, at least, before we go up. Probably a couple more past there to get to the 2 science stars. So if anything, that's maybe an indication that I need less people and money to do some science. But I think we've got science pretty much maxed out as well in most of our cities. Yeah, pretty much. Except for the very, very new one. So let's do that there. What about the Commons Quarter and the Garrison? And the VOC warehouse. City watch for the stability on the Garrison. Might as well take the fort to fortify the place more. I'd like to do another VOC warehouse. Trade the food. And then after that, we're going to want a little bit more stability to stabilize the place again. Given our protrusion across the map here, maybe he wants to be a garrison. of good places to put common houses down. We got a +10 there. That's not too bad. And that puts you reasonably stable. Yeah, you're expected to grow reasonably quickly. I'll do another garrison over here. Let that one slow build. Okay. And yeah, somewhat I gotta decide what I'm gonna do with the miners that we're slowly getting to the point where we can decide client state assimilate. They only hang around for a certain amount of time, so this guy's gonna be around for 28 turns. I think technically if I make them client state, hang around longer. While they're my client state, they will not enter into a state of decline. Yeah, so if I want them to hang around, I should probably make them client state, or I should like this one's in decline. To make them client state, or I should assimilate them and then merge them into one of the existing cities. Let's go ahead and end the turn for the moment. Okay, so the first civilization... Oh no, I was about to say the first civilization is in the early modern era. That is not the first civilization into the early modern era. That is the third entering the early modern era, which is what we're in now. Because we were the second, I think. We may have been the first. In a while. Yeah, we could error up. I don't think we're going to yet. For reasons I think I've stated multiple times. Kind of ignoring the fact our allies are off at war. They do them. How we robbery vanished. The gang has disappeared, their infamous raids, now only words on the wind. Okay. The human animal. As your civilization grows, you must recognize that your cities are not simply engines of production, they are places where people live and find community. With the commons now bedrock of your emperor cities, you must decide what your most important obligations to your citizens are. Public security or public happiness? That pushes us one way, that pushes the other way. So I do want influence in emblematic district or stability on garrison. Probably the influence in emblematic districts. We'll do public happiness here.
A bit of flexibility and freedom is more than worth a bit of risk, right?
Architectural masters. The recent capture of Cahokia was a tremendous victory for the Empire. However, one of the commanders of your triumphal force has reported that the fight has left many historical buildings afterwards. Money or industry. So do I want to move towards homeland or towards geopolitical? We'll go geopolitical there. So that's more food. And in common strengths, yeah. So gonna help us keep the Empire large and happy, but not necessarily well defended. Okay, so in one turn, you'll be ready to be attached. Just picked up the Sahara Desert here. Probably not worth doing.
Twelve
Give it another adventure
expansion
spur.
stars. You're going to end up sharing a border with everybody.
Well, I show Berta with the C, and C shares it with almost everyone else, so indirectly, kind of, yes. And then we need that place to be more stabilized. Well, can't because it's in the middle of the combat zone. I'm not involved. I'd like not to be involved, although I'd like to be over as well. It did, in fact, end. Okay. So now I can come in here. It's still in the perimeter of a different battlefield, is it? I don't think it's in the perimeter battlefield anymore. Or it was this turn, so I can't do it this turn. Okay. Fine. Buy out on you. Buy out on you. Best I'm gonna get on you looks to be a 5. If I'm gonna do a 5, I'd actually be better off with the garrison because we're getting 10s on the garrison. There we go. That was the resting point above 30, which is where I wanted to be. And then again, we'll slow build out that last one. We're stable. I'm not sure we'll have a random knight in the middle of someone else's territory. Get it back to ours. Oh, archer can be upgraded. If we had gunpowder, we had saltpeter. We apparently haven't developed our saltpeter resources yet, if we had any. Do I have the tech for that? That's a good question. I do have the tech for that? Okay, so if I've got the resource somewhere, I should develop it. I might not have any saltpeter. Yeah, looks like I don't have any saltpeter. We'll have to get to an era where saltpeter isn't a strategic thing quickly. Supply lines, so that's another city cap. Thoroughfares, that's more road movement. Okay. That's a science star. Again, we want to really probably pick up another 2 science stars. Or another 2 science techs. I mean, until the next science star. 4. So I want to pick up Flintlock because we need that for techs in the next era. I want to pick up movable type because we need that for techs in the next era. If I'm going to go for 4, that probably wants to be humanism into mercantilism. So, queue those ones up for the 4. An idle city. Again, we'd have to overwrite existing district to get the VOC warehouse down, so we don't really want to do that. Food for farm and farmer slot's not too bad. Okay, let's do that. See, more productive. We're doing stuff to stabilize you. It's not too bad. more food on the people actually doing food, and then the industry ones, sure. We haven't got up to 60% on them, which is what we need to be assimilating them. And that would be tempting to do, because that would give us the saltpeter. Down here, we're now potentially looking at opportunities for expansion as well. Let's make you a new city by assimilating you. And we're going to assimilate you. Now, that's putting us over the city cap, but that's fine, because I'm going to merge this city. So, I actually want you to absorb that one. There we go. Do the same over here. Yes. We know this last one over here is in decline. And you're about to go into decline. So these two are in decline. So we should probably want to move into position to maybe take advantage of those regions becoming unoccupied soon. Okay, so the resting stability in this district, this city right now is terrible. We need to fix that. And there aren't any buildings to fix that. Okay. I'm going to do this slightly more complicated way of either building garrisons or commons quarters. Get a 15 there, that's worth doing. Couple 10s, those aren't too bad.
Five commons quarters. This should be a city as stable as bedrock.
Okay, and that's gone and helped stabilize this place quite a bit. Still maybe not as stable as we'd like, because we'd like to add some more VOC warehouses in. Oh, we got a 15 over there. We'll take the 15. 15 is pretty nice. The rest are going to be 5s. Once we're at 5s, we're probably better off putting garrisons in, especially on borders with people. Need to save up a bit for that. That was a 15, so that's actually probably enough that I can get 2 of you in. It's going to be terrible recommendations. I don't want to build it over the existing quarters. Oh, and that'll actually give us a bonus off that one, so that makes sense. There. And don't override a quarter. We're looking. Oh, and that comes off the existing quarter, commons quarter. Okay. So that's going to be probably plus 15, minus 5. Okay, so we'll be a little bit close at that point, but we'll be able to work with that. And obviously, at some point I want to save it and buy out all the buildings, and take over the territories when the territories decline to void state. Anyway, this is picking up a bunch of fame, so it's definitely not a bad idea to be doing this. Again, I think we're still going to go for that science star before we are up. We'll see if anyone else starts going up. Because again, I'm looking at potentially 3 different candidates for culture. As long as no one has started taking them yet, we can be procrastinating a little bit here to improve the science going forward. We took over all that territory, and we still haven't got any saltpeter because it's right on the other side of the border. Although it is a place that's declining, so in a couple turns, this place is going to disappear. Right. Oh no, this one's not going to disappear. Okay, so let's establish a contact. Move to getting you integrated. You're declining, so you're gone in 4. I suppose what we did down there is what we're going to do up here. Just not sure if it's going to be you that I merge it with, or you that I merge it with. Either way, I'm going to have to stabilize the area more. Okay. Okay. Cycle the turn. One of our cities is not making enough food.
Starvation? I'm afraid they've already eaten all the bread and the cake, and now the pantry seems empty.
Okay, that fixes the problem. Temporarily, at least. Of course. This is a game where the more you think you have the problem solved when it comes to food, the more your people eat. Yeah, you disappear in 3. You have opinions on
What do you beg
something.
for
You've become
today?
suspicious.
It was not love or hate at first sight. Let's see how second sight goes.
Can we deal with you? Yeah, we did. We dealt with you.
Perhaps you should go to this temple and pray for guidance.
Not quite at the point where we can simulate you yet. I think you're fine there. From a frog busting standpoint, I think you're fine where you are. That works. Born or made. Political entitlement. Combat strength on emblematic unit, or combat strength on militia. This pushes us leftward, this pushes us towards tradition. Honestly, at this point, we haven't really been playing into the emblematic unit strength, so getting the garrison to be a little bit stronger probably makes sense.
How far can you trust a leader whose primary concern is their family, not their people?
So when we hit nationhood, this one will pop up, so we get a choice between stability or money on market or research quarter. Money on markets and money on science if they're adjacent to research quarters. Okay. Okay, we're not super rich. Well, that's not necessarily a problem. Moving over there. It feels like I can get training credit with these guys and get their saltpeter before they integrate into us. So that's not the end of the world. Do I have trading credit with you? That's a good question. I do. I haven't developed their strategic yet. Oh, we'll take their gemstone. Find the gemstone from them. So when I get my merchant ability back in 5 turns, we can activate it on the saltpeter there to get some saltpeter. Probably the same case over here. This one probably be the better one to do. Here's chat saying, too bad they didn't have a culture that allows cannibalism. Yeah, there's no cannibalism in Humankind here. At least I don't think in any of the unmodded civs in modded cultures. Mutinous in Biblos. A rebellion will occur if you don't raise its stability. That's unbelievable. We're right on the line. That's fair. Okay. Upgrade City Watch. I think it's another 10, so that I've just done it. Just done what it requested, which is do a thing where we have a revolt. There we go. Wait, the commons quarters so the place is stable. We do want influence, so buy out the pottery workshop. Want influence, so buy that out. So buying out the industry would help it build faster. 22 industry, that would be pretty valuable. Really good ROI on that one. More access to copper, that's pretty nice when that applies. Food on river, we realize this place has good rivers, so we upgrade the river bonuses. Upgrade the river bonuses. So one about trade on rivers as well. Money per trader. That's not what I'm thinking of. Maybe I have the one that's money on rivers. Suppose I have decent capacity to build more forests. I want more forests at this point. I buy you out as well. No, that's the point where the buying out stops. Okay. We'll be back to buy more stuff. Okay, the Empire is doing strong. We're still not in first. We're ping-ponging back and forth between first and second here as we get stars. Okay, I think we're gonna try to pick up Scientist Star here. At which point we'll era up. I don't think we're getting influence fast enough to get the Aesthetic Star there. Might get the Agrarian Star. So at this point we're not really getting stars, so I may be sure to getting her up faster. I haven't developed that resource. There's a fight there. I'm not participating in the fight.
Something to make
You
our...
can buy our stuff. It's going to become a little bit more important actually next era when I'm not able to just buy and sell stuff with people without those sort of deals. You're sitting at 34. You're sitting at 22 and dropping. We buy that out, it gets you to 32. Okay. I'm gonna save up, and then I'm gonna save it one more turn, and we're gonna simulate these guys and merge them into the coastal city. And decline. They're gonna disappear next turn. And you need something developed. You're technically stable. Let's do the grain. Or, actually, don't do it, because we don't need that. You don't have enough people to warrant that. What about looking at level 5s? And again, that would be another 10 stabilization. So we're going to integrate this region. So I can find the time, the patience, and the money. Although in this case, we get other people competing with us. Yeah, that's what's going on. Maybe this one will be one I won't be able to integrate, and it'll go into decline, and we'll have to take it over, but we'll see. Final turn. Urgent affairs require attention. Foreign customs. Cultural respect or cultural eradication. Cultural respect, I think. We're gonna lose 5 stability on all cities for this, which isn't super good. This would actually be only -5, because it would be stabilizing by moving towards the center. And from a raw influence standpoint, this one's probably the stronger one, but we're going money. So, money, money, money. 5 money per number of territories in sphere of influence.
Every culture has its lessons, its traditions, its values. It would be cruel to see them perish.
Ooh, that was more expensive to absorb than I expected. Okay, we'll get that thing doing stuff. We did do stuff that destabilizes and replaces. So we're going to buy you out to stabilize you. Want you to get more line of sight, more stability. You're stable for the moment. You're stable for the moment. You're plenty stable. You're plenty stable. Probably could use more food. Let's push the grain silos to the front, because that'll provide more food. Okay. We're gonna make enough money on the next turn. I can do the assimilation, I just don't have it this turn. I'll do the absorption. There we go. Okay, then we're gonna have to desperately raise your stability. We're looking at +5s, +5s, +5s. Probably one better than that. Next turn we'll have enough money that we can buy one, if not both, the garrisons out, and I probably need more than that, but we're just gonna have to skip that place. It's gonna be a little unstable for the moment. Here, let's do that, because I don't have anything I want to build there for the moment, and more influence is not terrible. Existential chasms. The Empire is enthralled with the rational investigation of nature, and many cities awash with scientists and their studies. Okay, scientific facts. Compatibilism or literalism? So if we wanted to push the religion more, that's the way we'd go. If we wanted to push science more, which is probably what we want to do, we do compatibilism. Either way, don't have the influence this turn. Lock. 2 more texts to go before we era up. Buy out the garrison, buy out the garrison. We need that place to have even more to be stable. One out the island there. So the thing is going to drop below 30 here, but we can... well, actually, we're sitting at 5%. Ooh. I'm going to have to do quite a bit to stabilize that. Okay. You're stable for the moment, so that's another thing not to be spending. I maybe should save it for Wonder. The Wonder's a good source of stability. So yeah, we're not in a position where we can do capitalism right now. You want food, but that'll be solved. The grain silo's done. We're doing festival there. Okay. And it is gone, so let's roll in and take over the empty territory. Oh, and I have the ability to do you, so we do you there. That puts the extractor in. Then we can now buy the saltpeter. If I had more money, we'll have more money next turn. Go to the mine. Not the end of the world. Punishment. Stability per population or money per population. Well, if I had the influence, money per population is tempting. Stability is also tempting. For the moment, we're not making that decision because I need that influence and that money for other things. You're stable enough. You need more to be stabilized. Come back to you. You're stable. Thought I saw that 2 were unstable. Looks like only 1 is unstable. Oh no, you're going to be unstable. Just make you more unstable first. Isn't anything I can grab from in here. Let's start showing garrisons around. What's the deficit there? 60% deficit. Oh, that's an unstable one. Okay. Make a couple 10s in there. We'll take a 10. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that place stable. Let's see if I can get you stable. Garrisons are probably pass this way. Oh, and I don't afford it. I don't have enough to afford those garrisons anyway. And I actually need. Actually, we'll do 3 and a 5. So the 2 and the 5 is August. That technically gets the 30 if we can get that bull bought out. We got a period of instability in the meantime. But you, because you'll provide some stability when you get there. Put you on the administrative center, then that help. 35 from station unit 2. Maybe, but if it has, it's already capped out. Probably means I want to put you on second administrative center over there. You'll be on that one next turn. Maybe a little bit better there. Okay, so you're pretty stable. You're at 51. You're struggling a bit. That won't be easy to fix. Although I think that's fixable. Okay, so we're going to cycle a turn. Hopefully don't get a rebellion.
Hold your position.
25% deficit. Oof. Yeah, that's going to be hard to fix. Forbid or embrace? Okay, so I'm being forced to make the choice. It is time to either go compatibilism or literalism. Although it's going to give it to me for free, so we're going to save 100,000 something influence. Compatibilism is going to take us full on science. And it's going to basically cost us 10 stability for an additional 10% science. Or I can pay only 5 to get faith per science. How much do I want to get up to the last tier? Because a little bit more faith would probably help us get up there. This is also, for the moment... Long term, I think we want to embrace it. For the moment, we need the stability, so we're gonna forbid it. Like many a administration in history, it's one option is obviously the better option, but the short term, you can't destabilize the nation that much. Oh, and you're now destable. That's not good to see. Become the Grain Star. Capital
Starvation. I don't mean to nag, but the marks one leaves on history should not necessarily be from malnutrition.
Okay, I spent a lot of money dealing with the starvation. You're stable, so there's another one I need to worry about. You're not stable. Okay, you're now trending back towards stable. When that's done, you'll be properly stable. Okay. Still working towards one more science star. Winter can be claimed. Okay, that's a good step in the improving stability.
Death from starvation. It seems that these are the times that try a people's dietary habits.
Honestly, for that city, they're just gonna starve because we've got too many people in the city, and I can't fix the city problems without building more districts, which is going to destabilize it more. And I need to spend resources stabilizing other places. This one we've accepted as starving, right? Yeah, that's the one we've accepted as starving.
Do something clever today.
Your proposal makes good sense. I say yes.
I take much joy in this.
Okay. That may have actually helped with the food situation. That has helped the food situation. Spices and such have helped. Entry stable. Okay, so the big one we're working on still stability-wise is you.
That's one approach to making the city more stable. Give it 15 commons quarters and fill it with entertaining diversions.
He differs is 1%. Okay, so really to get stable, I need like 4 of these garrisons. Up it around the territory. That should stabilize it. Although, potentially a wonder would be a much better option. So I missed the opportunity to pick you up, although from a fame standpoint, this is the one we want. This one. 50 fame for every wonder we've made, and every future wonder we made. It has a lower base fame than the other ones. Although I think technically it counts itself towards itself, so that's why it's a 50 instead of 100. Because it already knows it's going to give you 100, because it's going to give you an extra 50. Pretty nice as well. Yeah, no. Brussels Town Hall. We are the Dutch. Build the town hall in Brussels. Oh, and that might be what we want to build there then. Okay. So you're stable, you're stable, you're stabilizing. Oh, you're Oh, but you're building the thing that will stabilize you. As soon as that's done, you're stable. So you're the big one that's got all the big problems. What do you want for adjacencies? Influence per adjacent district, industry per market quarter, money per maker's quarter. Okay. This might be a situation where it's actually easier for me to build things next to it than. Well, actually, that looks like a pretty good spot. Let's go there. That goes to the top of the queue, and technically that's 20 stability, so I can scratch 2 of those off the list. And we can delay the repeatables over there and over here to get it done quicker. 10 turns. And we can probably delay the repeatables over here to get it done quicker once, or the buildings here to get it done quicker once that's done. Oh, at this point I can probably just delay the garrison as well. Sure, there we go. 7 turns. Can be delayed. We'll get you going. 6 turns. The grain silo there can be delayed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities working on that, so that's as fast as I can get it going, and it'll be done in 5 turns. And then when it is, well, even while it's building, we'll probably be pulling the garrison up to the front of the list and buying them out. Tech is 3 techs out.
The written word was previously available to a small, often wealthy elite. Now, knowledge and propaganda can be distributed to the masses.
Typeface, that's more science, assuming we can take the time
Mass
to build it.
dissemination. But will it be of information or of propaganda?
That's about enough to bring us in with the fame for being the first to do movable typeface, brings us into tied for second. Artistic expression. Free art, if I can fit it. Can't afford it, but... We'll double check on this one we have the influence. I think this is the one we want. Stability, well, influence and stability is nice, versus stability loss gain. We don't need to slow the rate, we need to keep it stable, which is keep it at a stable level. Okay, then we are rich enough that we go ahead and drag you up, pie out. Not enough there, yeah, not enough there. Another turn to go. It's in the fight zone, so I can't do it. Okay, it's got delayed turn. I can do you. Go. So in the meantime, we take the opportunity to prove some of our troops. No, 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 no. That's not what I meant to do. I was trying to click off the unit. Thank you, game. Yeah, it's going to be costing more, but we can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Cycle the turn. Rebellion will occur if we don't raise its stability. Yes, we're working on that as fast as we can. We got a fight over there. Okay. I'm just gonna build a different, entirely different one. Oh, the deficit's big. That's not what we want. There's points 3, so we're actually gonna be at 17 with the wonder done, which isn't great. Anyone I'm not trading with?
You have my ear. For a time.
Marble? We'll trade to buy that marble.
Yes, greetings. I hope you don't mind.
Well met, as always. It pleases me.
Your empire is an enigma.
I would not put myself in this position if I...
Okay, let's cycle the turn again. Okay, so I can pick up mercenary armies as a replace. I'm getting forced to take mercenary armies. That's not what we want. Because that's going to replace fellow people. Unless it's just cost of... So we're just going to accept this because I don't want the... Don't want the minus 50 stability for the period of time. Okay, let's double check to make sure all the territories besides the unstable one are stable. Nope, you're going unstable. That's not good. Okay, that restabilized you. I'm assuming that's because someone torched stuff in a war that I'm not involved in. That would track with the drop in stability and the fact that some of our places are not making enough food anymore. Humanism's done. Places where we can build the luxury manufactory will gain extra stability. That's good to see.
A wondrous work indeed. No doubt the neighbors are eyeing you with a great deal of jealousy.
We're still in second. There we go. So now you got a resting stable point. That's good. Incense manufactory. Cool. That stabilizes you. Okay. You're getting a little close to unstable, although you might have a lot of options for manufactories. You've got an option for manufactory. Where? There it is. Again, that helps to stabilize you. Good to see. Might be down in the perimeter of a battlefield. How did you get in the middle of a battlefield? This is what I get for having neighbors, apparently. Okay, you're stable. You can't do any manufactories, which is a bit of a shame. You're otherwise stable. Coffee. And ebony. You should be real stable. Oh, I suppose you could have done coffee or ebony as well. So, yeah. Okay. A lot more stable. Probably do save it for the next one. Invalids would be nice. You'd be nice because that's shared projects, which are what we basically are going to use to end the game. Money on Settled City is good. So yeah, definitely some projects we want to get done. Our winners we want to get done in the era. So we need influence to pick them up.
How do you do, whoever you are?
If I cannot teach you wisdom, I will teach you regret.
Really wants to be there to take him into port, I suppose. Well, that probably is where we put him, yeah. Or the research quarter, yeah. I have been declared war on. Okay.
I will break and ruin you! I swear it!
What is my actual army size? It's been so long in this game since we fought that I'm like, what? How do I fight? How do I do this fighting? That's not going to be good fighting for us. Very much stealth. 7. They've got 7. We've got 2. 2 knights. The 2 knights run away. Okay, so I only got armies up to 5. So what's the situation with the poles? The poles are actually surprisingly big for these guys, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's get another group of musketeers together. From the capital and from here. Our special unit for the era is technically... Oh, that was the blast era. Our special unit is a bow. Which doesn't help us with land fight. Yeah, it's not going to help us with this war. We're going to land war against the Poles. There's no other way to describe the war other than the land war against the Poles. Okay, so it looks like they've got like 3 armies in the area. Maybe isn't a good idea to be on the attack right away. These Naharists from the last era are probably still going to be decent against the cavalry, but that requires them having cavalry, and they've got lots of... Although I suppose the Jaguar Warriors from the last era as well, so... Got a lot of Jaguar Warriors bouncing about. Those guys are actually basically worth it. Okay, so they got basically 2... If we get the 3 armies together, we can probably counterattack. While new armies are training. And you've got an empty queue. It may actually benefit us to have, you know, some ships. So let's build a fleet. That'll be our fleet. And then here's my other fleet. Frankly, out-of-date cogs, but yeah, we'll keep people away from the islands at least.
Yes, it is good to see you. Come take a glass at a seat.
A mere...
Keep up the pace.
God damn it! I started 2 fights at the same time. So they're attacking us up here, and they're attacking us over here. It's trying to merge up our 2 armies so that they actually had one real army together. The only good thing about that is they've tied up so much of their forces they don't have anything defending themselves. So now we attack them, because they attacked us. Army wages. Paid wages. As much as we'd like to keep the money on the thing, stability in the cities occupied stabilities with per station unit in the cities is
If an army wants reliable soldiers, they had best provide a reliable income.
okay. Let's have our guys actually attack forward. Get our anti-cavalry, you know, fight the cavalry. Okay, so the enemies range units have been destroyed. Most of their stuff remaining is they got their own drafty involved in here. Interesting. Oh, they have a gunner still somewhere. Should overrun the gunner if I can find it. we go. Technical victory! We destroyed 5 of the units to cost of 2 of theirs. Held the field of battle. It's sad that we can't bring these guys into this fight over here. And of course we can't retreat from here. Envious eye. The world might know otherwise, but our people will see the Emperor as different, in a different, darker light. Sacrificing many farmhands and laborers of the city have given themselves over to military production in the frenzy of patriotic favor. So, land units build past the cost of food. Imitate. Royal grounds wardrobe we cast upon the Emperor's fearsome image. The citizens will be nervous. Overproductive. Cost some money, or sculpt, get celebrating, chance of other narrative events. Your deeds are legendary, you have found great cities, seen them rise up in the dust, you've raised great armies, led them to glorious victories, you've claimed the riches of the earth and overseen their transformation to the instruments of great feuding power. Across the world all speak your name with awe or fear, and yet, there's another whom is more legendary, more worshipped, the more dreaded. The Poles. What has to be done? Different and darker light. Okay, so we got another... I think in this case we want to do the mobilize for war. Push us towards homeland. Yeah. And propaganda, basically saying they're evil, horrendous imperial powers that want to see your downfall. Cavalry's getting jumped by spies. Can I get you? Yes, that will get you into the battlefield. Let's try that. Total victory there. Gained a militarist star. We were not going for militarist stars, but we gained one anyway. I'm contemplating swapping to mercenary charter and then using our money to get these guys to just compiling on in. I think I'll resist the urge to do that. Not sure how effective that will be. Yep, that army's still building up. We want to get it to full 5. Still not get full 5. Your boats are done. Yeah, let's get another batch of 5 musketeers out of the city as well. The Faded Lady. The years have not been kind to Notre Dame. She stands tall in the heart of Sedan. Witnessed countless trials and tribulations, many taken a toll on the great building. Now with the ongoing war, the latest onslaught has stripped the last veneer of magic from the once magnificent wonder, and I think the answer here is we improve it. We renovate it. We get our fame. It's reminding me I can go up another era. We want like 2 more techs. 1 more tech. I think it's like 2 more turns game. 2 more turns game. Oh, I suppose if we were in our own territory, I could be pushing the heal button to rapidly recover our troops. We might pull back into our territory given that case. I can do it quickly enough. Yeah. That's technically not my fight. Yeah, we get up to donate generously, so that's even more money. Okay, because I didn't join in quickly enough, the fight ended. Technical victory, sometimes the best of victories. Enemies draws. Found my fortification there. Okay. Now, there is an argument to use the power of money to rapidly deploy these arms. And I'm going to buy into that argument. There we go. Honestly, you could probably do a couple more units as well. Where do those units deploy? Why do they deploy all the way up there? Okay, I can make that work. It's just annoying that I have to do that to make that work. Okay, cycling the turn. Oh, and I've been letting the time go way too long. I should put a far break there. Science star has been completed. Okay, so we're gonna air up in the beginning of the next one. I'm gonna resist the urge to do this fight until I've taken a part break. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. I let this part go on way too long. We're 20 minutes over an hour. If anything, I should really take the time to edit and cut it into two, but I'm not going to. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're going to record 3 more parts tonight. I'll try to be a little bit good and not let them run quite so long. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.